Remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
PRX Paris Fort Smith.
It is Sweet 16 Suey. Razorbacks, they're going to San Jose.
Do you know the way to San Jose? I've been away so long, I may go wrong and lose my way.
And for the second straight year, the Razorbacks are headed for the Sweet 16. San Jose bound.
Oh, you should shoot more. He should shoot, but they don't listen to it. They lock in and they care about one another. They know if they cheer for each other. If one of them gets it going, the other's happy as heck. If you want to keep winning, you'll win. It's not going to be what we're doing. It means you're going to fight like hell and do it together.
But first, it'll be Arizona and Arkansas.
I've got really good players.
I know we got the pieces this year for the team, so trying to go all the way.
I was born and raised in San Jose. I'm going back to find some peace of mind in San Jose.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson. This is The Morning Rush.
Do you know Dionne Warwick?
Yes.
Colton?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful singer. I was glad you picked that song out this morning.
I'm going to be honest. So I'm at the baggage claim on Tuesday, and my uncle texted me the song because he knew I was here. And apparently my grandpa, who is probably the biggest Razorback fan I've ever met in my entire life, he was a Broyles, Matthews, Stoner, loved Arkansas more than life itself, it seemed like at times. And apparently this is one of his favorite songs.
It's a good one.
So I was like, all right, we gotta wait. We couldn't use it for What's Your Beef Wednesday. We got to get right into our beefs. We had to save it for today. Finally, the day has come. First text I received this morning on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline is, guys, gals, we get a chance to watch Darius Acuff play today. Win what could be his final game. We're hoping that's not the case, but his aura is unbelievable. So I'm like, they had practice yesterday, right? And I don't want to glaze the kid too much because I'm 31 and the kid's 19, but I'm trying to put in perspective how important and how crazy this kid's fame has become. Mm-hmm. So he's walking in and he's doing his bounce and step and he's got swag dripping. And what's wild to me is I put out this video on our socials thinking, okay, this will do well. It's number 5. Like I kind of likened it to something DMAC related. That video combined on our socials has like busted 500,000 views.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's got 300 retweets on Twitter. It's just him walking. It's
just him walking. Anything. But the point I'm making is this kid has become, if you don't think he's the best player that's ever stepped into a Razorback uniform, that's fine, right? But in terms of just his importance in college basketball, Arkansas hasn't had a player like this in quite some time. And I loved AB. I love watching JD Notte. Jalen Williams had the best smile we've seen in an Arkansas player in quite some time, but they have not reached the just social media prominence, Colton, that Darius Acuff seems to have, and not just social, but just college basketball fame in just a freshman that we've seen from Darius Acuff.
Ty, you said the word right there. It's his aura. And now on our rundown, when you're typing about this, you wrote down his aurora, which I guess I interpreted as he's very colorful, which he is. But he does have that aura, that appeal about him, that swag that not a lot of players have, and that comes from the confidence in being good at what you do. And I remember seeing over this past month or so when Darius has really come on in the SEC tournament and his name has kind of exploded in the basketball world, seeing a ton of videos that his uncle had, Rashad Phillips, who we had on the show just a week or so ago, and some of the videos that he had of Darius Acuff being like a 6th grader in the gym, doing these in-and-out drills and doing them again and again, and that repetition. Once you've done this 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times in practice, doing it in a game is nothing to guys like Darius Acuff and these awesome supreme competitors that we have. That confidence, that swagger, that aura, Ty, that goes a long, long way on the basketball court, and I'm hoping that tonight it means we're in for a great performance from number 5.
you walk into the locker room and they have the availability, and it's just a mob around Darius. Now, Malik gets a lot of attention. Some other guys, I walked over to DJ, and apparently they've got an intense 8-ball tournament between the team right now, which I loved. And he would not reveal to me who is currently winning. He said the tournament's still ongoing, but it's just crazy how much attention he gets, and it doesn't seem to affect him like it would some other kids. We are off and running here this morning on a Think Tank Thursday, brought to you by the Inn at the Mill. When you need someplace to stay, maybe this weekend, maybe your last-second trip to Northwest Arkansas for the Florida Series, concerts at the Amp, maybe you're just needing a staycation. The Inn at the Mill is the perfect place. The homemade cookies, the great lodging, 479-443-1800, or visit inatthemill.com. Jennifer and the team always taking care of us, and will be taking care of you. 479-443-1800. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present. So there's a lot of things going on in terms of the basketball game. We're going to do our best to get to all of them this morning. Notable news right before the show.
Yeah.
Guess Will Wade's going to LSU. Yeah. Back to LSU. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how long this second marriage is going to last, though. You got to feel like Will Wade's definitely not. Well, part of the reason why LSU has suffered in these last several years in the new NIL era is they're giving all that money to football, and then second fiddle has obviously got to be that really good baseball program over there with the Intimidator and everything that they have over there in Baton Rouge. So you got to think that basketball kind of sucks the hind on that one. It's not. It's getting the last bit of everything that they have there at NIL. So I don't imagine that's going to change with Will Wade coming into town. He's had some success at LSU. He wasn't able to replicate that at NC State. Obviously, they took the picture of Will Wade kind of sitting there in the NC State arena. That it was like, and they likened it to a similar picture that Jimmy Valvano had taken back in the day. And now that just looks like awful optics after he decides to turn tail and head back to Baton Rouge. But Arkansas is 6-5 against Will Wade when he was at LSU, including the last game that Will Wade coached for LSU in the SEC tournament. In the SEC, Arkansas did dispatch them back in 2022, and then they went to the round of 64 and lost.
I remember, so that was funny. I remember, so they, if you remember that season, regular season-wise, LSU beat Arkansas earlier in the year.
Yes.
J.D. Notae did not play well. LSU did a great job of it. I remember asking Wade, I was like, hey, what did you guys do to neutralize J.D. in the, and this was after they just won in Arkansas. I think it was their opponent in the quarters or semis, and I can't remember what it was. And he goes, well, even if I knew, I'm not going to tell you, which I thought was funny. Like, some people would get offended by that, but I thought it was funny. And he was joking with me about it, but that was my one and only interaction with Will Wade. And I had wondered when the Arkansas job was open and after Must Dip for USC, I had wondered if he would – it's kind of like no one liked Calipari prior to him getting here. Anyone that says they did is a liar. Like, you didn't like him in Memphis. You didn't like him in Lexington. And now that he's our coach, it's different. Well, the same would have been of Will Wade. It's kind of, he's very similar to Lane Kiffin, where if he's your coach, you love him. If he's the opposing coach, you hate him. So we can talk more about that in your SEC update, and we can get into some of your feedback on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. Carmen loved the opening music that you put together.
Hey, you put the song out there, and Dionne Warwick.
Well, I got to give credit to my uncle on that.
Hey, thanks.
Cody from Lavaca says the combination of Will Wade, Kim Mulkey, and Lane Kiffin.
Oh,
wow.
Soundbite City, man.
No, you're right on that. You are right on that. All right, so I jotted down some notes, and we're going to get to some Cal audio. I think, okay, so I don't have this soundbite because Cal wasn't asked about it. I tried to ask him about it right before he left, and there's only 12-minute intervals to the press conference. Nick Pringle's going to play today.
Yes, saw
Nick
that.
Pringle was not listed on the availability report. He told multiple people yesterday at practice in the locker room, hey, the plan's for me to play. Well, when you're not on the availability report and you're telling people that the plan's to play, you're going to play. He looked better yesterday in practice. He looked more agile, more mobile. I had wondered, can you beat Arizona without Nick Pringle? Well, I don't have to worry about that later on tonight, Colton, because Nick Pringle's going to play against the Wildcats.
And that's nothing but a positive. Look, we know Nick Pringle's not the guy that's going to come back to the team and automatically the team is 25 points better. Nick Pringle is not your go-to, your first, your fifth, your sixth scoring option on this team, unfortunately. But what Nick Pringle does when he's playing at his best possible level is he does a lot of these little things right that can make a difference in the game. It's boxing out the big guy from Arizona to where he's not crashing the boards all night. It's securing extra possessions for Arkansas with your effort and your hustle on the offensive and defensive glass. And it's giving a breather to two guys that are more of our main scoring threats in Malik Ewan and Trevor Brazile. So this is nothing but a positive for the Razorbacks. And you hope that these last, it's been 2 weeks since Nick Pringle's played a game. So you hope that these last 2 weeks, he's been able to get back to full speed, full health, and he's able to go out there and have the best performances that he's had in a Razorback jersey.
Yeah, you mentioned, Ewan played 36 minutes last week.
Which is a lot. It's a lot for a big guy.
For a big man. Yeah, no question. No question about it. So hopefully Nick can provide some not just valuable minutes, but valuable contributions for this team tonight. I was thinking about the scheduling wise today, and we'll get into our opening drive is going to surround spring break. Woo! So I want all of you to think about your favorite spring break trip. This could be way back when.
If you can remember them.
This could be because spring break is dying by the wayside, like a lot of other things in society. There's all these different Florida towns that are like, get out of our town, get out of our city. We're sick of you trashing it for 20, 30, 40 years. But maybe it's a family trip. Like my personal favorite was a family trip, which we can talk about coming up. Have you figured out? Now, you got to do Ruskin and Zach today.
Yeah.
Being that your schedule is, so you don't get a nap.
No, I don't. I don't get a nap at all.
And you got the kiddo at home, so you're going to put him down and then basically watch the game, I'm assuming, right?
Well, because it is spring break and my wife works up there at the university, there's no kids up there either. There's no students up there. So she is actually going home to Texas this weekend tonight, and we leave at nighttime during his usual sleep hours, so nothing is interrupted there. So I get to yell and scream at the TV, full volume tonight.
You're solo
stuff around the living room. Yeah, it's going to be really, really good for me. But it does mean that I might have to squeeze in a nap between 6 and 8 o'clock, which would just be detrimental for my performance tomorrow. Yeah.
You're not going to sleep a wink tonight.
No,
I wonder for
no.
This is and I'm thinking about. I was thinking about my schedule. Like, do I have time? And we really don't. But for those that are going to stay up, and you guys, we're 6:45 local time here in San Jose. But for everyone listening, the majority of our audience, I would say 95% of it is on Central Time. I mean, this got to be a nap time thing, right? I don't care if you're 31 like me, if you're 67. I mean, this is a late game. And or maybe coffee. You might be drinking coffee in the afternoon. But it's one thing to start at 8 o'clock like Arkansas felt like was a lot in the season. By the way, what's the statistic, Colton? Them after 8 o'clock
include
this
the
season?
Memphis game, they are 9-0 this season in games that start after 8 p.m.
They've also beaten 2 1 seeds lately in Gonzaga and in Kansas in both 2023 and 2022. So we can also, if we're pushing good vibes in a certain direction, that's the case. But I would think there's going to be some naps across Arkansas tonight. Our coverage in San Jose is all week long. We really appreciate Foster Roofing in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley, Walk-On Sports Bistro, Legacy Dental and Rogers, and Ozarks Orthopedics. Ozarks Orthopedics, get back to the activities you love. Schedule an appointment or get free orthopedic injury advice at ozark-ortho.com. Legacy Dental in Rogers, my buddy Dr. Reed Fawcett, accepting new patients now. They just opened right around Pinnacle and the Promenade, and they're offering preventative care, cosmetic dentistry, restorative treatments, and more. Go to LegacyDentalNWA.com. Buy Walk-Ons. Feed the team like a champ at Walk-Ons, whether it's catering or stopping in. And when you watch TV at Walk-Ons, I mean, there's 60-plus TVs at every location. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win. Foster Roofing, 30-plus years in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. Locally owned, fully certified and insured. Foster Roofing is your trusted partner when it comes to roof repair, replacement, and new construction. Visit roofwithfoster.com. All right, let's take a break from basketball for a second and talk a little spring break.
This is the opening drive.
Spring break, spring break, spring break.
Spring break, freshman year.
Welcome to spring break.
How was your spring break? Spring break! Woo! Up here. What do we do about spring break? Oh, I wish spring break could last forever.
All right, so, again, this could be fam-related. This could be way back when. I think and I actually got brought up in Portland last week because Kyle was talking about his 8 or 9 seed Kentucky Wildcats that beat Wichita State. And the reason that was cool to me is because I was at that game. That game was in, I guess, St. Louis back in the round of 32 where the undefeated Shockers lost to Julius Randle, James Young. The team that Arkansas beat twice that year, by the way, once in Rupp, once on the Michael Qualls dunk. But my father took us to St. Louis the first weekend, had the best milkshake I've ever had in my life, a cinnamon milkshake there in St. Louis. Had Pappy's barbecue, which is great. And then the next weekend we went to Memphis. So that's some more good barbecue. That to me, and we did the Panama City, Jacksonville thing for Arkansas losing to North Carolina. We did skiing one year. We did going to Cabo one year. But I think that was I just love going to basketball games. So that was my favorite spring break.
That Shockers team, was that the one that included New York Knicks legend Ron Baker?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That team
Baker,
was so
Clanton
nasty,
Early,
dude.
Fred Van Fleet,
They were really
Mikhail
good.
Cotton.
They were really, really good. It's a shame they had to match up with Kentucky in that one. For me, spring break, I didn't do the whole college spring break where you go down to Panama City and you basically like trash a hotel room or an Airbnb for a week and just do as much, you just really engulf yourself in all the debauchery that you possibly can for 1 week and then come back and try and wrap up your academic semester on a high note. I never did any of that. We did take one trip when I was probably a junior or senior for spring break with one of my good friends and his girlfriend and my girlfriend, who is both of them are now our wives now, so that was really fun. But we took a trip to Branson. It was awesome. We get to Silver Dollar City, all this stuff, on the Strip, some shows, went out and stuff like that. But this was also coincidentally during the time where Arkansas made that first run under Muss to the Elite Eight that year. So playing Texas Tech to get into the Sweet 16, if I recall correctly, we were both watching in separate rooms because superstition was just killing us. They started to make a run. I think that Devo had locked up Mac McClung for a little bit right there when I was on the toilet in the bathroom. And so I watched probably 30 minutes of that game, actual game time, not, actual real time. 30 of the last minutes of the game, so probably an hour, I was on the toilet, and then my friend was with me. He was locked outside of the hotel room, but he didn't come back in because they were also winning. So we kept the superstition alive and decided to watch the next game from our toilet and from locked outside of the place we really wanted to be. And it kept on winning, and we tried it for a third time in the Elite Eight, and things just didn't work out. But I remember that very vividly. And then being a kid, I always ended up taking a fishing trip with my dad out on the lake somewhere during spring break. And that was always really fun as I, made 2 or 3 casts and got the line all tangled up. And he had to stop about every 5th cast of his to fix my line. But those are just great, cherished memories from spring break.
I think about Tommy, who's in New York right now with his family and getting to have spring break and enjoy a lot of things. I remember spring break that we took back in the day. Apparently, me and the kids complained the whole time, which I felt really bad. When you reflect back and you're 31 relative to when you're like 8 or 9, and you think about so many stupid things you used to did. And listen, I've never had any point in my life where I was left wanting. I'm lucky in the sense that I've basically been middle class my whole life, and anytime I complain, I think about you stop complaining, you candy ass. Like you get pretty much everything you've ever wanted. But I remember that New York trip. Like we went to the Ghirardelli chocolate factory, which was cool.
Sweet.
There was various restaurants. We went to John's, I think on Bleecker Street. And when Tommy told me that they were going to New York for spring break, that kind of brought up some memories. I remember this was funny. And again, keep in mind, I'm 8 or 9. My younger brother's with us. We've got some another family that's with us with kids around our age. And we go to Planet Hollywood. And they're like playing expletive videos on the screen. And I'm thinking to myself, like, keep in mind, I was very innocent back in the day, not as much now. But I'm thinking to myself, it's like, I don't know if we should be here. And we ended up, I think, leaving or something. But that was something I still remember these days. We went to a Knicks game. I think Ray Allen hit a game winner, if I remember that right, which was cool. But that was definitely something fun. Colton visiting the Barlin Studer on spring break back when you were first starting ESPN.
I visited here during my spring break, my freshman year of college, and you were doing the job that I do now,
right.
and that's the first time I met you. And then talking about that with you all these years later, I obviously didn't make a good impression because you didn't remember that, but I did. And it was the
No, that's not true.
It was the antithesis of where
No,
I am, what I'm doing right now. Thank you, Dad, for texting that in.
I do remember that. I also remember me trying to hire you a couple years before I actually did, and you were a knucklehead. And
no, I wasn't a knucklehead. You wanted me to come up there and film videos of LeBron James's son, like anybody cared. I remember that very vividly.
LeBron James's son.
He was playing in a tournament up here. It was Bronny was playing in a tournament up here. And you're like, you want to come make some money? And I was like, no.
Okay. That's
but
funny.
I do remember on that spring break, you tasked me with answering the phones, and I screwed it up a lot.
That's okay.
Like I still do, so not much has changed.
That's okay. Hey, speaking of screwing up, that's your opening drive. If you screwed up your bracket, that's okay, because prior to tonight, you can still fill out the Sweet 16 bracket, the ESPN Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge, Motorcycle Madness giveaway. Go to hitthatline.com/bracket, click on and sign in. Do your Sweet 16 bracket. I've done mine. Have you done yours, Colton? Nope.
Not yet. I'm planning to get that in here.
Make sure to knock that out today. Everyone, all our hosts, all our staff listening, all our listeners, hitthatline.com/bracket. Make sure you do that. It's brought to you by Swift's Jewelry, Butler Furniture, Moix RV of Arkansas, and Twin Peaks Rogers. Again, it's the ESPN Arkansas plus Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge, Motorcycle Madness giveaway at hitthatline.com. All right, I got to play this clip. We're 20 minutes in, and I died when Billy Richmond got asked about his nickname yesterday.
Just a name. I mean, it's a cool name. Coach Cal came up with it, so I'll be saying like "bye high" a little bit ago.
I mean, I was sitting there, and when he is so funny. He's such a good kid, and you could tell. I asked him about his dad's wing place last week, and you could tell how excited he got about that. But I mean,
just a name. I mean, it's a cool name. Coach Cal came up with it, so I'll be saying like "bye high" a little bit ago.
That is so good. Billy Goat, got to be such an important piece for this team tonight as they take on Arizona. All right, we've got more to get to. Hog Update coming up. We're going to hear from John Calipari in just a bit as we're live in San Jose this morning. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open for you, 877-377-6963. Got an update on the spring game, a special performance that we'll tell you about coming up. Enjoying this Thursday, Arkansas, Arizona tonight, 8:45 Central Time, right here.
It's tournament time, and the road to the Final Four starts now. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com are bringing you all the madness this March. Our exclusive coverage is brought to you by Foster Roofing. Our coverage is also provided by Walk-Ons, Legacy Dental and Rogers, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
Here's Acup dribbling out at the logo. 1:05 to play. Darius left side, going to launch a three, and he knocked it down. Dagger.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
It was like play Isaiah. And when I have those gut feelings, that's stuff that I do.
This is the Morning Rush.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster. And in the past decade as a roofing contractor, he knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
10 years ago, True Grit Running Company opened its doors with one simple goal: to help people move better, feel stronger, and find their stride. Today, we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Bounce on into Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas for the best deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Whether you're looking for a motorhome, travel trailer, fifth wheel, or toy hauler, we have them all here at Crabtree. So avoid the madness of crowded cities and hotels this summer by taking your family team on the open road with the perfect RV from Crabtree RV Center. Conveniently located at the junction of I-40 and I-49, family owned and operated since 1950. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Mentor's Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, save $30 on select DeWalt 20-volt max tools or $20 on select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, Pig.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
If you want me to keep going, I'll start naming names that had to play together. And you know what? Eric Bledsoe and John Wall are close as any two players that I've coached. These two are the same. And they got to hear stuff. Oh, you should shoot more. He should shoot more. They don't listen to it. They lock in and they care about one another. They know they cheer for each other. If one of them gets it going, the other's happy as heck.
You know, I forget what game it was where Cal talked about certain players like Jamal Murray and Shea and others that have been the primary ball handler. Well, a lot of times he has a great shooting guard that accompanies them. This year it's D.A., Darius Jacob, who's your primary ball handler, and then Malik, who handles the ball, but not as much. And Malik's been really good playing off the ball. But I think one of the, like Darius has gotten the love these first 5 tournament games, right? 3 in the SEC tournament, 2 in Portland, and now heading into today. But, guys, Malik's like 4th in scoring in the NCAA tournament. He's shooting around 50 or lightly above 50%. I mean, he's the one that kept in that first half in the High Point game. He's been just as special. And I keep going back to that Felix and Darren McFadden reference because I feel like it's the exact same thing. And not only are Darius and Darren both wearing number 5, but they've got a partner with them that's not just as good, but a really good key component for this basketball team in Malik Thomas.
Yeah, no matter what the Dark Knight might say, Batman does always need a Robin there with him at all times. And Malik has been so nails this whole season, playing his role to perfection, not only on the offensive end, but also being a pretty solid lockdown defender on the defensive end as well at times. So those two play off each other very, very well. And one of the popular things that I've seen so far this week is it's like from the montage of Step Brothers whenever they're doing a bunch of interviews and Brennan and Dale get up together and they say, actually, we'll be interviewing as a team. That's kind of what it's like, to be honest with you. Those two guys are able to play off each other so well, and you really can't take the focus off of Malik, because if you do, he will make you pay with open jump shots, and if he can get those tonight, it'll take some of the focus off of Darius as well, and you can't account for one of them if you don't think about the other, so hopefully they're both on their A game tonight.
Well, I think with tonight, we talk about the freshman battle, and Pete's plays the forward position. That's going to be more of TB and Billy, but you do have Braden Burries, who's one of the better freshmen in college basketball, but I mean, the combo of those two freshmen on each team is great. But also, I mean, Arkansas is going to deal with Jaden Bradley, who's played it's 4th or 5th season of college basketball. He's a senior, was at Alabama, now has been in Tucson the last few years, and played with Nick Pringle in Tuscaloosa. It's that I wonder if how much of an impact like having that elder guard tonight is going to help Coach Tommy Lloyd in Arizona against Arkansas.
And you know what? If that's the case, if it looks like it's going to be more of a game where it's, you know, the teams are both relying on the experience, well, that's a good reason enough to bring DJ Wagner off the bench. Obviously, he's not going to pour in the amount of offensive output that we would see from Darius or Malik, but he's been able to weather the storm for those guys and keep them calm while they're on the floor time in and time out this season. And, you know, you look at our front court as well. I mean, TB, Malik Ewan, those are guys that have a lot of experience playing college basketball as well. So that's also a benefit to the Razorbacks.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. #1 source for top-quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. Whether it's residential or a commercial job, well, they can help you out. 479-587-3300. They also offer expert advice and construction consultant services. So whether it's surveying, engineering, construction, drone capabilities, trucking, logistics, they can do it all at APAC and Standard Materials Group. One more time, the phone number, 479-587-3300. Text from Christian was listening to our last segment, and this shared a funny story about his spring break. He was in Panama City for a senior trip of high school. They stole a street sign and brought it to the hotel, got busted for weed and being loud, and the police saw the street sign. They're pretty sure it's a felony to do that.
It is a felony.
It is. Yeah, I thought that was the case too. So
you want to be careful with those street signs. You want to make sure there's no cameras around them and there's not a lot of people, neighbors that could potentially see you take it down. I'm not speaking from experience, just really good planning.
Yeah, that's you got to be safe and sound on that. I don't know if we have time to get into this. I do want to talk about kind of Tommy Lloyd a little bit and the UNC stuff. He also got asked, did you hear the mascot question he got asked yesterday?
Yes, I saw the report on that, and then I didn't know anybody was going to ask them a question about that. It seems a little innocuous at times like this, but occasionally you do need one of those, you know, softball,
lighthearted,
take it easy questions.
And I asked lighthearted questions.
Stuff.
I asked lighthearted questions, just not at the beginning of the press conference. Yeah. That's a story for another day. Andy doesn't like the starting times for today or tomorrow. Andy, I'm with you. 8:45 Central is tough. Imagine if you were on the Eastern time zone, it's even worse. Hey, I know there's a lot of confidence from a lot of you heading into tonight. You feel like you got the best point guard in college basketball, maybe the best player. Well, Bet Saracen has not just the Arkansas line. They have all the lines, so not just the next 2 days. You can get Final Four and more. The Razorbacks have a chance to go back to the Elite Eight back to where you feel like you're belong. Right now, Arizona is an 8-point favorite on the Bet Saracen app. So if you want to bet on Arkansas and the points, you can do so on the Bet Saracen app. Let's see. Purdue is a 7-point favorite. Nebraska is a 2-point favorite. Illinois is a 3-point dog. Duke's a 6.5-point favorite. Alabama is a 9-point dog. Michigan State's a 1.5-point dog. And then Iowa State is a 4-point favorite over the Vols. All of this is on the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. When we return here on the Morning Rush, we'll get our Morning Rush daily question, and we can also talk about the funny parts of the Tommy Lloyd press conference, plus something that's not so funny and something that's interesting with him in the North Carolina job opening with Hubert Davis being let go. Plus, Will Wade back at LSU. All that's coming up.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices, like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Just a name. I mean, it's a cool name. Coach Cal came up with it, so I'll be saying like "bye" a little bit ago.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Budweiser, the American lager. Time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
International soccer is coming to Razorback Stadium this spring. As the United States prepares to host the 2026 World Cup, the home of Razorback football is set to host its first international soccer match when Liga MX rivals Club America and Club Tigres face off in the Golden Clash on Saturday, March 28th. Tickets for this world-class soccer matchup will be available for just $35. Secure your seat for this can't-miss event at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith in the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Is your bracket busted? Don't worry, you can still redeem yourself in the ESPN Arkansas and Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge Motorcycle Madness giveaway by filling out a Sweet 16 bracket. Go to hitthatline.com/bracket. Our bracket challenge would not be possible without our presenting sponsors: Moix RV of Arkansas, Butler Furniture, Swift Jewelry, and Twin Peaks and Rogers. We'd also like to thank our participating sponsors: Brick Garage Doors, The Right Autoplex, Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Century Bank of the Ozarks, Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, and West Ark Yamaha.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, Arkansas leads the country in dunks this season. You have the some of the best players in college basketball at that skill set on your team. I asked TB yesterday, hey, TB, better dunker, you're Billy.
I'll say Billy Richmond probably.
All right, so I'll ask that to our audience at 877-377-6963. Who is the best dunker on this basketball team? If there's someone else you want to include, that's fine. I would think that Billy and TB are the two main prime candidates that are for this. Colton, I'll let you go first. TB was deferring there. Do you defer to TB or do you defer to Billy Richmond?
In my opinion, I think you have to take it from who's the better dunker from what we see in the games, and there's no question that it's Trevor and Brazil. And this is a good question because obviously both of these guys can absolutely, sky up and yam it with, zero effort really expended at all. I think it's always been TB because we have a larger sample size to see the dunks of his career. I think the basketball Twitter account put out like a huge compilation of all of his dunks just this past season.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like 6-7 minutes long of just TB dunking. So he has been able to do that to his entire career. His verticality is one of the things that has set him apart from other players of his size as well, because you don't often see a 6'11" guy that's able to also jump like that. So I'm going to defer to TB here. We've seen him do a lot of dunks in game that make you just kind of go, wow, that's most humans aren't able to do that. That's a super freak right there. I don't want to take anything away from Billy Richmond. I think he did win the preseason dunk contest that they had, but that's having a dunk contest is a lot different than being an in-game dunker. So I'm going to defer to TB right here. I think he takes the top spot in my opinion.
Mike in Benville says TB standing jump is insane.
Yeah,
Darren says that it's TB. Let's see. Jim says Billy. I just like Billy on the fast break.
Oh, it's
like
violence.
the reason, and not that. Listen, TB had that cockback tomahawk last weekend where Billy kind of threw it behind him against White, and TB kind of joked that it was intentional.
Yeah.
But Billy is just so fun to watch on these fast breaks and him take off. Like there's a steal or a rebound, he just goes, especially when he's solo or he gets his own steal. Like I think I think TV's better in the half court, but I like Billy on the fast break. So I'm kind of splitting hairs there.
You know, once he's getting downhill and there's nobody in front of him, that rim is, I mean, it better have been fastened up and tightened the day before. Otherwise, it might possibly come down because every time Billy tries to dunk it, he's doing it with ferocious intent.
I mean, DJ can throw it down too. He had that one against Alabama, I think, this past season, if I remember that right. Eddie says Ewan on the alley-oop can be nasty too.
I think he leads the team in dunks. We're not even talking about him, but his aren't very flashy. He's just solid.
Well, he's good. He's good about timing it up. Yes. And Malik Ewan, Darius Acup, Billy Richmond, TB2, and DJ, they're good about finding him. So he's done a good job on that. And the good thing is you got several candidates for this Cart Pass Social Board and Rush Daily Question. The number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas is at Cart Pass Social. It's always BYOB. March Madness games you can watch there starting tonight. You can watch them throughout the rest of the weekend. Really can watch anything. They've got 10-plus TVs. Great place for community events, corporate parties, you name it, they can do it. CartPassSocial.com. Click on the events tab. It is always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. So we're at the time of year where certain coaches have been let go. If you missed the news earlier, looks like Will Wade's coming back to LSU. Even though, has McMahon not been fired? This is a weird.
He's not technically been fired as far as I've seen yet. So that's very, very strange.
I'm just as confused as you are. I don't know if there's you have to inform someone about that. I'm pulling up X. Oh, okay, 1 hour.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now as well.
Rothstein, LSU will officially part ways with Matt McMahon today and hire NC State's Will Wade. I would think there's some nefarious things that may or may not have happened behind the scenes on that. Yeah, of sorts. But, all right, so that, the LSU job. But what about the North Carolina job? So I'm sitting next to Seth Davis, CBS, long time on the selection show and various other platforms, Hoops HQ. And he asked he asked Tommy Lloyd, Arizona coach, about the North Carolina job. Here was Coach's response.
What I'll say, Seth, is I already have one of the best jobs in the country. And one thing we talk about in our program all the time, and I think I've gotten better at, and I think our team's been crushing it this year, is just the ability to have full focus and be present in the moment. And so I think we have a great team. I think we have a chance to advance in this tournament game by game, but I'm not delusional. I know we could lose tomorrow. But this team deserves my full focus. So there's not one thing that is going to knock me off my path. I'm 100% focused on Arizona basketball and this program. And I can't wait till the ball gets thrown up tomorrow, and then can't wait to try to figure out a way to come out on top.
Thoughts, Colton?
I'm thinking about all the things that he didn't say, which is that I'm not taking the job. I'm not even applying. No one's talked to me about it. He says that this team is the one that kind of deserves my focus right now. Tommy Lloyd's a great coach, and I'm sure he's one of those names that gets brought up in all these big coaching cycles that we might have here very, very soon. He's been successful in a lot of places he's gone. To say that he has one of the best basketball jobs in the country is not too much of a stretch either. Arizona, they're going to be pouring a lot of their NIL and their donor support into that basketball program. It's been the most successful one on their campus for a long time. They have the cactus on the court. Things are great over in Arizona. But UNC is a whole different animal. North Carolina is one of the bluest of blue bloods that you could possibly find yourself at. And I don't know if a coach is willing to go and start over with a clean slate at a place like North Carolina. But at the same time, you know that there's never going to be any question of, can I outbid this team for this player? Am I going to have the proper facilities to train my guys whenever they're hurt? Am I going to have all the necessary things that kids like these days that are going to get them ready for the NBA and want them to come play basketball? You're never going to have that problem at North Carolina. I don't know if it's the same as Arizona or not, but what he didn't say in that response was, I didn't hear him say that I'm not applying for the job. I haven't talked to anybody about it. No one said anything to me. I'm not, I'm nothing about North Carolina. And obviously, coach speak, you deflect, and he's right. Obviously, he is going to try and stay focused on this moment, but he just didn't flat out deny it, which is always kind of interesting to me.
Well, that was one response. Here's DJ Otzelberger, the head coach of Iowa State, about the UNC job. Kind of did this at the front of his presser.
First, I'd just like to start by saying any speculation with me and any other jobs or opportunities is not true. The coach of the Cyclones, thrilled to be the coach of the Cyclones. And what I can say to you even more as we move forward together is the alignment on our campus with Dr. Cook, Jamie Pollard is amazing, and we're thrilled and excited about our future together. So really appreciative and grateful to Jamie Pollard and David Cook and conversations we've had, and so just excited about our future. So that's topic number one. There's no questions about it. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing else to answer. That's the truth.
With TJ, he coached at Iowa State twice as an assistant at 2 separate times before he ended up getting that head coaching job. You don't typically do that in the coaching cycle unless you don't like where you're at. Also, I think it's very, very tough to name administrators of the school that have given you support and then go ahead and, just leave for a different job. TJ Otzelberger, he is Iowa State. I think that he's there for the long haul, at least for the better part of his coaching career. I don't really see him moving, but he also just came out and flat out denied it too. And don't get me wrong, we've seen coaches lying to the faces of, millions of people on TV and all of their fans and the media. That's nothing new. That's not, fork fountain kitchen. We see that all the time. Coaches can be intentionally misleading, like Will Wade saying, I'm not going to tell you what we did to stop J.D. Note. They can be intentionally misleading this way, but Otzelberger just flat out denied it, said, I'm not involved in any of that stuff. I'm here at Iowa State. These are the administrators that helped me, and we're going to do this, for the long haul. Tommy Lloyd just kind of talked about how his team is focused on right now, which is the go-to answer that you give whenever you're being courted by, all the fancy folks up there in North Carolina that want you to be, blowing the whistle in Chapel Hill.
Yeah,
all those furniture magnets,
Just something to keep an eye on.
I don't know that Tommy Lloyd is. I don't want to take anything away from him. He's obviously been very successful at Arizona. Would that satisfy Tar Heel fans? Tommy Lloyd. That seems like while he's a great coach, that's not
Zimmerman.
Exactly the name. Yeah, what does Z say?
Z suggested Bill Self, which I honestly. That would be the Cal thing.
Yeah, take the Cal track, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by Arts Barbecue and Burgers. Great spot for burgers in the River Valley in Fort Smith. They've got the Wild West Burger, which is with the hot leek and jalapeno, and Arts Hot Sauce, the Brisket Burger, which is fantastic, the Art Attack. Whether it's burgers, whether it's barbecue, Tommy and I, big fan of the Kickin' Chicken. Their bacon's awesome. Everything Wade and Morgan are whipping up at Arts is awesome. Right next to Buddy's and off Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Arts Barbecue and Burgers. Again, cravings, their sides, the onion rings, their fresh cut fries. I like their green beans. If I feel like I'm eating a little healthier, it is all awesome. Arts Barbecue and Burgers next to Buddy's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Yeah, I don't know if there's a correct way, Colton, to say or do or respond to coaching opportunities. I would just, kind of like Lloyd said, he is appreciative that he's in that conversation, but I don't know if there's one specific way that needs to be responded. Oh, by the way, this got asked at his press conference yesterday as well.
I don't feel a burden. I know.
It's this.
The last time Arizona played Arkansas was back in 1994 on April 2nd. At that game, Wilbur was tackled by Tusk, the mascot with Arkansas, and he actually blew out his ACL. So not only did the mascot have a torn ACL from that, but he also had to watch Arizona lose in that Final Four matchup. So I talked to him this morning, and he wanted me to tell you the story and said, obviously, he's rooting for you. But now I'm hoping for your response.
That was like an early question at the press conference.
You talked to the mascot, and he answered back. That's breaking mascot decor. You're not supposed to do that, man.
I was going to say I don't think the mascots were supposed to talk, but I guess he did.
You hear
the
that,
Booyah
Tusk?
Mobster.
Do it again.
Yeah, the Booyah Bait Company is made right here in Arkansas. The hottest swimming jib on the Arkansas River is the Booyah Mobster. Designed specifically for the muddy water mob in Arkansas and Oklahoma. It's winning tournaments all over the place. LureNet.com is the place to get all your Pradco lures. Pradco, Pyramid of Power, will be back next week. Bruce Dan will be with us. Again, all Pradco lures made right here in Arkansas. We're live in San Jose, California, getting ready for the Sweet 16 matchup tonight. Coming up, hour 2 of the Morning Rush.
For a fence that stands out and stands strong, call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices, like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
At Arkansas Oklahoma Gas, we understand that cold weather months are about staying warm, keeping life running smoothly, and focusing on what truly matters. We also know that higher heating bills during this season can create stress, and we're here to help ease that burden. From a variety of payment options designed to fit your needs to assistance programs that provide extra support, our team is dedicated to helping you stay comfortable and worry-free all season long. Our customer care team is just a call away, or you can explore helpful resources online at aogc.com/winter. We're here for you this winter.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, Sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
This spring, you're organizing closets, decluttering drawers, and maybe even scrubbing places no one will ever look. But here's a thought. Why not declutter your internet too? If your shows keep buffering, your games lag, or your video calls freeze, that's digital clutter, and you don't have to live with it. Switch to Wave Rural Connect Fiber for fast, reliable internet that keeps your home running clean and clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma Blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunny and very warm for your Thursday with highs in the mid to upper 80s, a southwest wind gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Increasing clouds tonight, could have a few showers in the north with lows in the 50s. A few morning showers and storms, then mostly cloudy and cooler on Friday. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
It is Sweet 16 Suey. Razorbacks, they're going to San Jose.
Do you know the way to San Jose? I've been away so long, I may go wrong and lose my way.
And for the second straight year, the Razorbacks are headed for the Sweet 16. San Jose bound.
Phil, you should shoot more. He should shoot, but they don't listen to it. They lock in and they care about one another. They know if they cheer for each other. If one of them gets it going, the other's happy as heck.
If you want to keep winning, you'll win. It's not going to be what we're doing. It means you're going to fight like hell and do it together.
But first, it'll be Arizona and Arkansas.
I've got really good players.
I know we got the pieces this year for the team, so I'm trying to go all the way.
I was born and raised in San Jose. I'm going back to find some peace of mind in San Jose.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson. This is the Morning Rush.
All right, it is hour number 2 of the Morning Rush live in San Jose, California. Really appreciate Foster Roofing, Walk-On Sports Bistro, Legacy Dental and Rogers, and Ozarks Orthopedics being a part of our coverage here in San Jose. Tom Murphy is going to join us a little later than usual. He's got DVH. The guy's always working. He's got DVH's presser at 10 a.m. this morning as the Razorbacks get ready for the Florida Gators coming into town this weekend, and hopefully they can win another SEC series to get a third straight. We are brought to you this morning by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened their second location in Sallisaw, right by the courthouse in Sequoia and LaFleur counties, to help you out over there in Oklahoma. And they handle family law, car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases, and more. And they realize that not everyone can afford $5,000 up front, so they offer flat fee and low down payments plus payment plans. MockLegalSolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. A lot of conversation about this game today.
I just think Arizona being too big can overwhelm this team, even though you could make a case Acuff's the best player in the NCAA tournament right now.
I agree with both of those points. Here's where I come from on this. So the three really, really dominant post teams that you played this season, Colton, have been the Florida Gators, the Duke Blue Devils, and I guess you can lump Michigan State in there, but more the first two. What's your record against those teams?
Winless, I think.
Okay. And I know everyone's hyped, and we might have the best player in college basketball. It's really easy to put Darius in that category. And I know this game is in San Jose rather than Gainesville or in Tucson for that matter. You're not having to go, but there will be more Arizona fans than Arkansas fans, I would think. I just think that Arizona can exploit Arkansas's biggest weakness. Now, I'm pumped Nick Pringle's back tonight. For those that don't know, Nick Pringle, not on the NCAA availability report, told people yesterday in the locker room that the plan is for him to play today. And that's huge because they need him. They need some size. But I just think that Tommy Lloyd and company, despite maybe not fully focused with that North Carolina job in the air right now, I just think they're going to be able to exploit Arkansas's biggest weakness, which has been rebounding this season.
I mean, rebounding, and then not only rebounding,
and defense.
But just defense, interior defense as a whole, and perimeter defense as well. It's going to be a tough task to beat Arizona. There's no question about that, and I think that what Razorback fans are aspiring to, Ty, in order that, what little threads of hope they may have for this game is the fact that you do have, in my opinion, the best player left in this tournament right now, which is Darius Acuff. So hopefully he's able to go out there and kind of go nuclear, but, I mean, he would have to score – he'd have to almost outscore Arizona by himself, I think, for us to really, really, truly have a shot sometimes in this game. But you got to hope that maybe everybody else is going to have their best game as well. It's going to be a tall order. There's no question about it, but you just hope that maybe Arizona can come have a cold shooting night. Maybe they're not quite focused, like you said. The good thing about this March Madness tournament is we probably would have said the same things about the Florida game if we were all, here on Iowa Hawkeye Radio somewhere. We would be probably not going to have much of a chance to win this game. We can go out there and be competitive. And then they turn around and they beat Florida, the team that, was a national champion last year that everybody thought Iowa had no shot against. So you only play these games one time, and you got to hope that this one time is the time where the shots fall for Arkansas and they don't for Arizona, and the ones that don't for Arizona are rebounded by the Razorbacks.
Are you live in there, by the way, that big old spider in our Michelob Ultra studios?
Well, I did have to grab the closest thing I could find to swat at it. I didn't see any guts or remnants of spider on the tool, the hunting implement I did use to try and slay the beast. So I don't know if it's still alive and just wounded and now looking for some vengeance or what. But it was dime size. It was a big spider. I'm not a big fan of those.
Andrew texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline mentioning Tennessee and the success Arkansas had. And you think about their front court, that is a notable comparison. You can lump them into that. So if you want to say they're 1-3 against these type of teams. And ironically enough, Toby Awaka, who used to play for Rick Barnes and company, has been in Tucson the last couple of years. I was thinking he was there last year, but he was in Arizona this past season as well. So he knows what it's like to play the Razorbacks, and that's just another big kid that Arkansas is going to have to fend off. You mentioned an aspect like just them hitting shots. I mean, Arkansas showed, whether it was the SEC championship against Vanderbilt, last week against High Point, they're really efficient at times at the three-point line. I say at times. They're top 10 in all of college basketball in three-point percentage. They don't take a lot of them, though. They're outside the top 300. Now, they're not third to last in three-point attempts like Arizona is, but Arkansas is not only just not used that, they've used it, but not overused the three-point ball a good chunk this season. So if you're going to shoot them tonight, you got to be efficient, and that would be big if Arkansas was able to outdo Arizona when it came to threes tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, Arizona, if you are going to shoot a lot of threes, like you said, you do want to make them, obviously, because all those long rebounds plays right into the hands of Arizona, who's one of the top rebounding teams in the country. But one of the good things that you can kind of, hang your hat on here if you're a Razorback fan is that Malik Ewan, I think, is like the 4th or 5th leading rebounder right now in the NCAA tournament. Texas has a couple of guys up there as well, but that is above Arizona's leading rebounder so far during this March Madness, these past 2 games that both these teams have played. So Ewan's been one of the more solid rebounders for this team all season long. He's gotten a lot better since the SEC tournament started, and he's posted double-doubles, I think, in back-to-back games here tonight. So you'll need that same effort on the glass from Malik Ewan as well. And then, like we talked about earlier in the first hour, getting Nick Pringle back is going to be a huge help on the glass as well. He may not be the one that's actually grabbing all those rebounds. There won't be a statistic next to his name that says Nick Pringle grabbed
the hockey rebound.
The hockey rebound, Ty, that's right. Putting your butt cheeks on somebody's thigh and getting them out of the way so somebody else can come grab the rebound. It's what you're supposed to do, man.
A couple texts about Nick. This one from Sean. It allows Pringle to play a 2, 3, or 4, which is usually a mismatch.
Allows TB to play the 3 or the 4, yeah.
Yeah, and then Evan's saying just using using Nick Pringle's 5 fouls tonight is going to be big.
Don't want to foul too much. Arizona's pretty solid at the charity stripe.
Number 1 team in all of college basketball and getting to the free throw line. So that's the thing. Another topic of this game, Cal was talking about yesterday about playing Isaiah Sealy.
It was like play Isaiah. And when I have those gut feelings, that's stuff that I do.
Hasn't played a lot this season. Played sparingly against High Point, I think a minute and a half last week. When he says play, I don't know if that means 5 minutes. I don't know if that means 3 minutes or 10 minutes. But Nick Pringle's back. So that's 7 guys, and Isaiah makes 8, right?
Yeah, and you'd love to see Sealy come in there and make a real difference. You'd love to see him get in there and, make a bucket. I believe in the High Point game, he was able to kind of, squeak in there and grab a rebound, tried to put it back up, but it went over the other side of the backboard. Like it wasn't really that close of a shot, and it was more of a layup. So you hope that this next time he gets to get into a big NCAA tournament game, his nerves are calmed, and he's able to go out there and make a difference because he's built like Billy. I mean, he's 6'7", he's long, he can move. One of the things that I saw from Isaiah Sealy basically all year was, yes, there were freshman moments where he was out of position, but when he was moving to his position, he was very quick, and he had a lot of bounce to him, and he was able to get where he needed to be most of the time. So if you can put him in there and he's able to really give you a lot of effort on the defensive end, you'll take that any day that you can get it because you're going to need fresh legs. You're going to need some length out there to be able to defend what Arizona's going to try and do to you. So if he does put Isaiah Sealy in the game, I'm hoping that Sealy goes in there and straps it up on defense and can really make a difference for his future career here at the University of Arkansas.
Yeah, you'd love to see that.
Give the
hey,
kid
just
some confidence.
Yeah, give him as much as you can. Hey, the great thing about me being in San Jose, California, is I can still listen to the Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, Chuck and Bo. Doesn't matter thanks to the Hit That Line Now app, brought to you by Taco Bell. Again, all of our content, including press conferences from Cal and the players, is on our Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Saucy, cheesy, crunchy. It's all on the Hit That Line Now app. I say on the Hit That Line Now app. It's all at Taco Bell. So whether it's your favorite show, favorite press conference, favorite person, favorite coach, it's all on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Just happy Nick's back tonight. Would love for him to be a pivotal part of Arkansas doing something in this and getting to Elite Eight. Here's the flip side of this game, the other part of this. We mentioned this earlier this week. Arizona hasn't been to Elite Eight since 2015. 10-plus year drought. Here's Tommy Lloyd on that drought.
I don't feel a burden. I mean, I know it's easy to create narratives. These are hard basketball games, and I fully respect that. I love this team. I love how this team's built. I think this team's built for the long haul, but I also respect the fact that we're going to have to do it, possession by possession, media timeout to media timeout, game by game. And our opponents are formidable. Obviously we want to be playing Saturday. But we're not going to look past this opportunity or make it like an end all be all, for anything, because it's not that. Our approach to our guys has been normal. Let's just treat this as normal. Like we're playing on 3 days rest instead of 4 days rest. Well, we did that in the Big 12. So let's just treat this as normal and let's not make it bigger than it really is.
He is trying to underplay that, as most coaches do, and understandably so. But when you have streaks that go on for a long period of time, and for Arizona, they feel like that they are not just a second weekend team, but a team worthy of the Final Four, which they haven't been to since 2001. Lloyd looks like he has a team that can do it. That is something. And Jaden Bradley, their outstanding guard, talked about it. I think Toby Owaka and the other kid that was up there talked about it too. And they say it doesn't matter. They say it's about one game, one possession, one pass at a time. But it's when you have streaks that last like that, it does weigh on teams. And I'm hoping not only does the possibility of Lloyd ending up in Chapel Hill weigh on this team tonight, but that's another element that could play in this game. The pressure not only is the 1 seed, but also just that streak, Colton, as well.
Yeah, and I mean, really, it's not. I mean, you would think of the word streak as a positive thing. This is a drought. I mean,
I keep saying streak drought. That's a better way.
And we know what you meant. And it wasn't my intention to correct you, but I mean, that feeling that a drought gives you, the connotation of that word, that's exactly how the players and the fans of that program are probably feeling. I mean, you remember what it was like when Arkansas made it back to those games with names, those Sweet 16s for the first time under Muss. It was
Yeah.
like, wow, hallelujah. We've been delivered back to this promised land where we've been to for so long. Here we are in the land of milk and honey once more. This is where we were always supposed to be. And so we've been spoiled ever since then, making 5 Sweet 16s in the last 6 seasons. And so this is nothing new to us. We understand what it's about. But for Arizona to make it back to that level that their program thinks that it is, there's no doubt in my mind the players feel that pressure, because as much as everybody wants to say these guys don't read what's on social media, these guys don't know what's happening outside of the basketball facility, that's not true. It's a falsehood. They know and they understand the pressure. The good thing is, here all season long, whenever there's been pressure put on guys like Acuff and Malik Thomas, they have no idea what that word even means. Pressure to them is a town in South America. I mean, they don't feel it. It doesn't bother them at all. And so that's one thing that you hope is kind of going to go in favor of Arkansas in this game is, look, we've talked about it all week. It's a free shot at one of the best teams in the tournament, if not the best team overall left in the tournament. The expectation for Arizona when they started this season was Final Four. I think here at Arkansas, we were all just going to be happy to get back to the Sweet 16 where we are right now. Now that we have Darius Acuff and that we've seen what this guy is capable of doing, and we know that we have a Hall of Fame coach, obviously there's fans that have tasted this blood so far and they want another chunk. They want more, and I understand that. But Arizona, the pressure is 100% totally on them. And for Arkansas, like we talked about earlier, you got to go out there and just give it your best shot, play fast and loose, and not worry too much about all this pressure people may be putting on you. You know what you're capable of, and if they play their A game, it's not going to be a walk in the park for the Wildcats.
And also what's on the line is the real U of A stand-up.
Oh, that's not on the line, Ty. The state of Arizona wasn't even founded until like the 1940s, I think.
Oh, really?
Yes, so the university wasn't even there when the University of Arkansas had been around for almost 70 years. There is no debate on the real U of A. It's right here in Fayetteville.
Okay, well, I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
History lesson.
You letting us know on that. Let's see. Bobby Ashdown is listing this morning. Woo Pig all the way from Ashdown. He's got the 8-foot inflatable hog in the yard today. Go Hogs. Bobby, I love it. Get your house, get your place in order tonight for this game. Hopefully you get a nap in, because I know a lot of people are going to have to get in a nap in
real
before
quick,
this match.
to correct myself before all these geographers and historians get on here and tell me how dumb little 27-year-old Colton is. Arizona was founded as a state in 1912. So the University of Arkansas in 1876, I do believe, had already had 40 years almost of churning out good, educated Arkansans before Arizona was even a state.
I always say Harvard of the South.
That's right.
And we got an edge on them in another category too. Hey, I've been walking the last few days, just getting around San Jose, and feet are a little sore. Well, if yours are too, the Good Feet store is the place to go. Foot, knee, hip, back pain. They can provide you more balance and comfort and a better life. Turn your pain into possibilities with a free fitting. Perfectly fit by arch support specialists to see how you feel. You can try before you buy. Friday, April 3rd and Saturday, April 4th, you're going to receive $100 off an arch support system. You can find the Good Feet store in Fayetteville across from Walmart on Mall Avenue and in Rogers next to Hideaway Pizza across from Topgolf. Get your active life back at the Good Feet store. So usually Tom Murphy's at this time. He's got Dave Van Horn's press conference right now. He's going to join us here in about 25 minutes or so. We've got our SEC update that we need to get to. Again, we are live in San Jose this morning at the NCAA Tournament Sweet 16. Arkansas back in, and as Colton said, 5th time in 6 years. Could they get back to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2022? We'll find out later tonight. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
It's tournament time, and the road to the Final Four starts now. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com are bringing you all the madness this March. Our exclusive coverage is brought to you by Foster Roofing. Our coverage is also provided by Walk-Ons, Legacy Dental and Rogers, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
Here's Acuff dribbling out at the logo. 1:05 to play. Darius left side, going to launch a three, and he knocked it down. Dagger.
Wilbur was tackled by Tusk, the mascot with Arkansas, and he actually blew out his ACL.
This is The Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Has your spouse suddenly entered the transfer portal, going from a franchise player to a prima donna ready to take the money and run? Don't let her get away with a huge buyout. Be proactive and call Mock Legal Solutions today to ask about custody, alimony, and child support. 479-769-1505. Because even in divorce, the best offense is a good defense. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
I think we should start seeing other people.
Bounce on into Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas for the best deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Whether you're looking for a motorhome, travel trailer, fifth wheel, or toy hauler, we have them all here at Crabtree. So avoid the madness of crowded cities and hotels this summer by taking your family team on the open road with the perfect RV from Crabtree RV Center. Conveniently located at the junction of I-40 and I-49, family owned and operated since 1950. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
We all plan to be on time, but fender bend and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your local shelter agent, Ryan Hughes in Fort Smith.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual.
Now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford, as well as heavy-duty diesel repair and diagnostics.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about to be tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I cannot believe that Will Wade is back as the LSU head basketball coach. And I say I can't believe it. It's just been such a quick turnaround from, as you said, the last game he ever coached was a loss to Arkansas in the SEC tournament. And now we get to face him again at least once a year in the Southeastern Conference. Will Wade, Kim Mulkey, and Lane Kiffin, all in one athletics department.
Yeah, if you didn't hate LSU enough this morning, there's plenty of a reason why to put that in your coffee this morning. Will Wade, like you said, Kim Mulkey, and Lane Kiffin. Wow, that's a lot of insufferable attitudes all in one place in one capital of one state. And Will Wade, he's kind of shaped like the state of Louisiana. He's got the hips of a surrogate mother, so I'm glad that he gets to come back to a place where he's feels welcome. And he's the original NIL guy. Those strong ass offers he made, he gets to make them now all over the table. So he'll probably have a lot of success.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's an interesting guy and definitely adds it back to.
I wonder if Amir Khan did he? I don't think he made the trip to NC State either. So I wonder if if he'll appear back in Baton Rouge.
I think he went to NC State initially and then came back to McNeese, if I remember that right. I could be wrong on that. Not really much else SEC news wise other than the games. You've got games tonight. You got Texas taking on Purdue prior to Arkansas and Arizona, and then tomorrow, Michigan and Alabama, and then Tennessee and Iowa State. I said earlier this week, I think Tennessee has the best chance to advance to the Final Four because I think Iowa State typically this time of year chokes in the NCAA tournament, and then I think Tennessee matches up well with Michigan. I don't think Alabama does just because of size, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope Arkansas is here in Indianapolis this next weekend.
And just to clear up some of the reports that may have been heard around the SEC footprint, Aiden Holloway is not playing the game with an ankle monitor. Okay, people, you've got to be able to do some.
That was funny.
You've got to be able to figure some stuff out on your own here. But listen, Alabama and Michigan's probably not going to be much of a game. I really think that Michigan's a lot stronger than them. They'll be able to bully them. And then Texas and Purdue, I'd probably take, if there's a bet in that one, if you're going to take in the Texas and Purdue game, I would take the over in total points because I've seen both of those teams give up a lot of points here in March. So that's going to be some exciting basketball tonight across the rest of the SEC, but I think I'm with you, Ty. Tennessee has probably got the best chance of making it out into the next round out of any of the teams in the Southeastern Conference.
All right, that is your SEC updates brought to you by Uncorked in Fort Smith. Great place you can watch the game tonight on the big screen. Is it Uncorked? The draft beers, the bottled beers, the great food that they have at Uncorked. It is awesome. And I know people always enjoy going there. Tommy likes going there after work for just a brown water. Their new menu comes out in less than 2 weeks. I know people always look forward to that. Great place on Saturdays for brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Uncorked. Live music on Friday nights. People always seem to enjoy that. Chef Jazz and the team do a fantastic job. So if you're looking for a place that is upscale and not breaking the bank too, it's kind of that perfect combination, that perfect in between. It is Uncorked. Uncorkedthefort.com. That's Uncorked off Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. All right, I want to jump back. We hadn't talked about this at length yet. Spring game, I got asked to go away on a radio show in Atlanta and talk about Arkansas football, and I said I would do you a disservice because I haven't paid a lick of attention. But Justin Moore's going to be headlining this spring kickoff next month at 12:45 as part of Hogtown. I think that's a cool thing, and I think Justin does everything he can to support the Razorbacks. He's a nice guy. He said something really kind to me years ago that I hadn't forgotten, but just trying to add to it. They're doing that car show, which is cool. They're just trying to build some elements around the spring game next month, Colton.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest element of the spring game is the fact that they're having a spring game. This is something that's kind of gone by the wayside for a lot of college football programs, and some of that had to do with the transfer portal window in the spring. That's no longer a thing now for the NCAA and Division I football. So this is a good thing. Look, a spring game for football. Everybody wants to try and we should have all these bowl games in the spring. We should do all this in the spring. No, a spring game, a red and white game, an A-Day if you're Alabama, those are really, really good for your fans. It typically happens after the basketball season has concluded. It typically happens, whenever baseball is really kind of getting into their groove. It gives fans something to be excited about. And the University of Arkansas football team, right now, they have to do everything they can to sell all the hope possible to get butts in seats next year at Razorback Stadium. Have they found the naming rights for that yet? I want to call it something, but I'm just going to keep calling it Razorback Stadium.
No, they have not. You want to call it Little and Family Stadium?
God, no, I don't want to call it that. that would bring bad luck on both parts, I do believe. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is for this football season in terms of where they think that they're gonna end up. I know that if you ask anybody in that facility, they think things are gonna be improved. But look, getting an Arkansas and a guy that's he's sold millions and millions of records. He's a guy that loves the football team to come up there and play a show for a bunch of fans beforehand. There's nothing that could come from this that isn't positive. You just hope that the product that's actually on the field that they display during that red and white game gives some fans a little bit of hope. Like, hey, these guys look a little bit more, together, a little bit more focused than what we've seen in the past during, games and things like this. But hard to be excited about football season whenever you've got such a wagon for a basketball program right now.
Yeah, and that's enough football talk.
Yeah, thank God.
For one show. It rare is it that I say that, but we're getting text here about basketball.
Yeah.
So got to go back. Cody texting in. He feels like if the regulars get their average and get 10 points out of Pringle, they're going to win tonight. For those that haven't seen it yet, or maybe you missed it, Nick Pringle is going to play tonight. He's not on the availability report. Was telling people yesterday the plan is for him to play. The matter of minutes, though, I think is up in the air. Malik Ewan played 36 minutes last week. He's not going to have to do that in this game tonight, just to be able to spell him. And it's one thing to go up against the front court of High Point in Hawaii. It's another thing to go up against the number one free throw shooting team in the country in Arizona in terms of volume, and just the seventh tallest team in all of college basketball. So something that he's going to definitely need some rest tonight, which is good that Nick's going to be able to spell him, and not just him, but TB and some of the rest of the guys, and it sounds like Isaiah Sealy's going to play a little bit tonight as well.
Yeah, and with that, if Arizona's going to try and get to the foul line all night long, which is what they've done all season long, make a living right there at the charity stripe, I know that kind of does make me nervous, because you're obviously running out there with a limited roster of players that are actually going to go out there and make a difference offensively too. So you don't want to get in any foul trouble. You don't want to get in foul trouble early either. It is a good thing to have Pringle back and be those 5 playable fouls as well. But I mean, that's how you got to treat Sealy too. I mean, if he's going to come in there and play, hey kid, you can't be afraid to foul at all. I mean, if you got to hack somebody, hack somebody. You got to play aggressive, play aggressive. But you also don't want to play into Arizona's hand and put them at the line a whole bunch in the first half or late in the second half. And one thing that's been a constant theme throughout, a lot of the basketball that I've watched, this season, is officials are calling games entirely different from the first half to the second half. One of those halves, it's absolutely let them play like they're at Rucker Park. Go out there and call your own fouls, essentially. And then in the second half, it's like we're trying to make sure that nobody even gets touched. So you have to have that in your mind as well, that, look, you can come out here in the second half, be up by 10, then all of a sudden they're calling everything that's ticky-tack, and then Arizona creeps a little bit forward every single time at the line, and they're suddenly caught up with you. And the same thing could happen to Arizona as well. But those fouls are one thing I'm going to keep my eye on tonight, just to make sure that Arkansas doesn't get in foul trouble early, because Coach Cal obviously talked about his trust in playing Isaiah Sealy. I'd imagine he has a lot less trust in having to stick Elmer Zoffich out there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a drop off, if that was to be the case. Bobby texting in saying, I doubted that Eric Musselman would come to the game, but I think it would be cool if he did. He really enjoyed his time at Arkansas. I'm going to guess, Bobby, while that's not a terrible thought, I'm going to guess that he's not coming to the game tonight. He's
probably waxing
Cal did give him
Cal
gave him credit yesterday.
Yeah.
And he talked about Coach Sutton, Coach Richardson, and also it's like Muss also had this thing going. I don't understand the need to rag on Eric Musselman. And I would never work for the guy in a million years. He's
Ruh-roh. Ty, you there?
Heck of a basketball coach. Yeah.
You got disconnected for a second.
We did. All right.
You're good.
I was saying I'd never work for Muss in a million years, but he did really good things here. Best things we've seen in 20+ years. And listen, he left, and he left for what you consider and is considered a lesser basketball school, and maybe he's regretting it nowadays, but he also got the program to a great spot where Cal would take it, be willing to take it over, because Cal wasn't going to be willing to take it over post Mike Anderson. He just wasn't. But Muss showed, hey, this thing's can be capable of a second weekend. So don't mean to go off on a diatribe there, but I never understood why there's so much disdain towards Eric Musselman when it came to that. But I guess people just want to it's like it's like clockwork. You only pile on when the AD or the head coach, football, basketball, and baseball when they leave, but you're kind of tight-lipped when they're here. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by Burton Pools and Spas. When you're choosing a pool, you're choosing a family that you're going to spend time together with, and that's the Burton's family. And you also want to spend time with your own family. Well, people have been trusting Burton Pools and Spas since 1978. Hot tub, sauna, doesn't matter. If you're investing in your health and well-being, Burton Pools and Spas can help you because they've helped over 9,000 families ease their stress, improve sleep, and sleep better. They carry the Hot Spring, the #1 hot tub, and they're offering Tylo saunas as well. With Burton, you'll have a trusted partner long after the sale. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life. 4 locations in Springdale, Greenland, Fort Smith, and Hot Springs. BurtonPools.com. Because Musselman was a whiny crybaby. That's why people pile on him. Well, no one seemed to care when he was the head basketball coach, Andy. You didn't text in that he was a whiny crybaby at all. That's the point.
People don't
D
like
from Fort
us,
Smith still don't like Yurchek. He's been awful for nearly 2 years. Listen, if Arkansas basketball gets to Elite Eight or Final Four, I mean, I know, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you John Tyson wasn't the leader in the clubhouse when it came to getting Cal here, because he was. But I mean, you at least have to give Hunter a little bit of credit for sealing the deal. Now, you could be just as heavily critical on the flip side. The football team stinks the next few years, and he hired Ryan Silverfield. I don't get the need to be solely like you're either there seems to be no in between with Hunter. You either think he's doing a good job or you think he's awful. I don't understand, like, you can't meet in the middle somewhere, and criticizing him when something is not having success or they waited too long on a certain thing like the football stadium or various other things, or you give him. I meet in the middle when it comes to him sometimes. That's where I'm at with him, Cole.
Yeah, me as well. I think that's where most people should end up being, because people are so quick to get on ADs, and no matter what program it is, because they hired this guy and he ended up being bad, or they hired this coach and they ended up being bad. And look, people trusting people happens every day in every single job. You see the best in people. People sell you. People swing you, and they turn around and do something that you never expected them to do. It's kind of hard for me to take issue with that whenever you are doing your job, you think you're putting someone in a good position, and then somebody else fails. Now, that's the nature of the game as an athletic director, and you have to live with that. And if you do it enough times, obviously your judgment of a person's character and their aptitude for that job is pretty poor. Hunter's made some good hires here at the University of Arkansas, and you really can't deny that. Whether or not it was really John Tyson that had the money in the bag and he did it all himself, that's fine. Hunter at least took some meetings with Coach Cal as well. The reason that I have issues with Hunter and had issues with Hunter is because he kicked the can down the road on doing anything important or groundbreaking or good at all with our program and football programs, NIL, or anything to do with how fans can get involved in the program from a financial standpoint. He downright said that he thought it was a bad idea to pay college players whenever this all came out. All of that stuff is what I take issue with, because it put Arkansas behind the 8 ball in every sense of that phrase for quite a long time, and it's a hole that you're still going to be digging yourself out of, at least on the gridiron and the football field as well. So you can take issue with that. But in terms of who he's hired and what he's done as an actual director of athletics and putting people in position, he's got a pretty decent track record there. And look, if you're also going to get mad at him because he's not the most well-spoken guy, I'll hear that out too. But he's also not the forefront of athletics at the
can't be
University
critical
of Arkansas. I can't be either, Ty. I talk way too fast. So, I mean, what do you want?
Okay. All right, we got to hit a break, and I agree with you wholeheartedly on what you just said there. We're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Gastons.com, Clint. Jacob and the team always helping you have a good time at Gaston's. If you watch our video stream, Colton puts on this beautiful waterfall of Gaston's every single day, and it's an awesome time. On the White River, there's people in Bozeman, Montana that knew about the legendary White River when I went up and visited, because it's the best trout fishing in North America. 870-431-5202. That's Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time. Every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March.
Well, you should shoot more. He should shoot more. They don't listen to it.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Since 1974, the folks in the River Valley have trusted Westark Yamaha in Fort Smith for quality and service you just can't find at those big box stores. Now expanding into zero-turn mowers, Westark Yamaha carries Bobcat, a high-quality commercial mower built to perform, and World Lawn, the best value in zero-turn mowers. Plus, they stock Husqvarna chainsaws and Red Max blowers and trimmers. Westark Yamaha services what they sell. Right now, get 0% financing on all mowers. Westark Yamaha, serving Fort Smith since 1974.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help, because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Bounce on into Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas for the best deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Whether you're looking for a motorhome, travel trailer, fifth wheel, or toy hauler, we have them all here at Crabtree. So avoid the madness of crowded cities and hotels this summer by taking your family team on the open road with the perfect RV from Crabtree RV Center. Conveniently located at the junction of I-40 and I-49, family owned and operated since 1950. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Is your bracket busted? Don't worry, you can still redeem yourself in the ESPN Arkansas and Mach 1 Motorsports Bracket Challenge Motorcycle Madness giveaway by filling out a Sweet 16 bracket. Start over and pick who you think will advance past the Sweet 16. For contest rules and to fill out your Sweet 16 bracket, go to hitthatline.com/bracket. Our bracket challenge would not be possible without our presenting sponsors: Moix RV of Arkansas, Butler Furniture, Swift's Jewelry, and Twin Peaks and Rogers.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
We're hiring some great people. I'm a Kentucky fan. I'm not calling to bash you guys. I'm really not.
I just say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, you can hang up on me.
Hey, guys. Hey, Tommy. How was your weekend?
All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
We deserve a voice, and thanks to sports radio like y'all have, that's the only way we can get our message out.
Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition.
Good morning. How y'all today? If you don't mind, I'd like to talk about something, get you guys' opinion.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. The celebration starts now.
Hey, if you need something to do this weekend, look no further than Oaklawn in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Racing Festival of the South. You've got this Thursday, today through the weekend. You can take advantage of the Fantasy Stakes, the Arkansas Derby. Watch the game there. You can have fun at the casino, over 1,500 slots, table games, blackjack, roulette, craps, and more. Plus the Win House Casino promotion featuring 230 winners and $350,000 in prizes. People look forward to this weekend every single year. And don't forget about Rick Springfield coming in concert Friday, May the 1st, Oaklawn.com. Headline Entertainment. Again, Rick Springfield, Friday, May the 1st. That's Oaklawn.com. Always something going on at Oaklawn. And always something going on with our buddy Tom Murphy, who now joins us via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, did DVH had anything interesting to say this morning prior to the Gators coming to town?
Yeah, good morning, guys, and thanks for juggling me around a little bit. It did allow me to be on that Zoom a little fully. So, big series with Florida, Liam Peterson versus Hunter Dietz in the opener, and Sully's coming to town. And Florida's been an interesting deal. They swept South Carolina, and then they got swept by Bama. And so this is a big one. Two of the more talented rosters in the SEC, and as Dave Van Horn was asked about the scouts that might be at this one, he goes, yeah, this could be not only your area scouts, but some of your cross-checker guys and even some GM types would show up at this game because there's so much good talent on the field.
It's crazy, Tom. I think this is the most under-the-radar top 5 team in the country that Davis had in quite some time because Darius Acuff and this basketball team has just kind of sucked the hog energy out of everything, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, there's so much, excitement from the fan base about what the basketball team can achieve, and the baseball team's gone through some spasms, like not hitting for a while, losing back-to-back games to Stetson, getting crushed pretty good by Arkansas State one game and losing a game to UT Arlington. They're not used to seeing that. And so even though they are, they're 6 in the coaches and they're higher than that in of some of the others. But when basketball's over, it's gonna hone in really nice on baseball. And obviously in our profession, we have to be, ready to cover anything. And so, no, I'm not in San Jose like a lot of the beat guys are, but I'm honed in on this baseball and a little bit of basketball as well.
Did you speaking of San Jose, Tom, did you hear about your coworker Anthony Christensen who messed up his toe playing basketball? Have you heard that story yet?
And that, I heard you asking questions on the pressers yesterday to Cal and the players and, Jackson Fuller and stuff, but I have not heard about AK and his toe, man. Maybe he's keeping that under wraps.
He was limping around walking yesterday, which was kind of funny. But you mentioned we're talking with Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette this morning. You mentioned listening to Cal and the players yesterday. I think about this moment last year, Tom. They played Texas Tech. They're up by 13 late. They ultimately lose that game. And that's what I asked Billy. I was like, do you take anything from that last year? And he initially was like, yeah, just motivation, but it's a different team. How much do you think that plays a role into this game this year's TB, DJ, Billy? It's like, man, we want to advance past farther than we did last season.
Right, and I did hear that question too. And I mean, okay, they're both Big 12 teams for sure. But yeah, Arkansas should have won that game against Texas Tech. It was a little out of character for them to lose a lead like that. But then after they had achieved so much in the tournament, with the upset of St. John's and so on. But I think not like trying to get back on a team from a conference. It's like this is a number 1 seed that had a beautiful start to the season and then lost a couple, and now they're back in real good stride. It's a very tough game. I mean, there's some things Arizona does, particularly their physicality and their offensive rebounding, that have been a little bit of Achilles' heels. I mean, you think about some of the better offensive rebounding teams Arkansas has faced, Houston and Florida. They got a bunch of boards against Arkansas. And the thing that's a little bit different is Arizona doesn't shoot the threes as much, which tend to lead to the longer rebounds. So if they get a body on a body and they have rebounding on their mind, and hopefully they'll have Pringle back to give them at least 20 minutes or so in this game, they can hang in there on the boards, because to me that's a really big key. If you limit second chance points for Arizona, it's going to give you a much better shot to win this game.
You mentioned like just the free throws and the fact that Arizona #1 team in college basketball. Getting Nick back tonight, he's off the availability report, Tom. He told people yesterday the plan is for him to play. It would be a cool moment, I think, for him. He's gotten some criticism this season from Razorback fans. How cool of a moment would be for him if he was to help this team win this game tonight?
It would be really, really cool. I mean, he's a guy with Final Four experience at Bama.
Yep.
And you could just tell the way he talks, the way he answers questions, you could just kind of see he's a team guy. And he likes it if Malik Ewing is doing really well when he's not on the court. And Ewing has back-to-back double-doubles to support that. But the fouls that he can give, especially in this game, when you got to put a body on Koa Pete, you got to be physical with a 7-footer and the big guys they have. You have to be able to have some fouls. Now, you don't want to get the dumb ones, reach-ins and stuff further out. You want them to be maybe on some shots and things like that. But I think his presence, his veteran, been there before kind of attitude, and the fouls he can give are all huge for Arkansas.
Talking with Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette. A little later than we usually do this morning. Tom, Colton and I were talking about the announcement with Hogtown and Sprint, Justin Moore, and the spring football game, which is less than a month away now. Got some festivities around that. I think, you tell me if I'm wrong on this, it's not just the spring game in Fayetteville, but I would think spring games will be a little like they used to be, considering kids can't transfer after like a week or two later, right?
Well, that's a great point, and coaches did have concerns if a kid blew up in his spring game, then he could be sayonara out the door. And Arkansas certainly had some guys transfer after spring, and I like it just because it's so much more settled. But maybe spring games can go back to being a little bit more competitive, and they had started to lose their luster in a way. And I don't know if NIL and all that has a role in that. I'm sure it does. But it's neat that Justin Moore's doing this. You could tell, I mean, he's got a presence in the state from a sports media standpoint, and basically helping the university with, fundraising. I mean, this could be, it's just interesting that he'll do this to help draw more a crowd and what have you, because he cares about the athletics in the state, being a guy who loves the Razorbacks.
All right, Tom, last theme before we let you go. Cal was pretty open about playing Isaiah Sealy tomorrow. What kind of impact do you think Isaiah could have in this game tonight as a true freshman that hasn't played a lot this season?
Yeah, I almost wandered into that territory a minute ago when we were talking about Pringle. It's that, okay, well, all right, good. You need to give Pringle minutes, but now you're going to go from like a 6-man rotation. Oh, you're going to add Sealy to it now. Well, hey, look. If you're going to do it, don't put him in with, 7 minutes left in the game. Put him in the first half. See if he can impact you. They use the word bouncy to describe him. Go in there and grab a couple of offensive boards. When you don't get the playing time like Sealy does, you feel like you have to impact the game in a way. And if he knows he's going to play, maybe he won't feel that pressure to, do something, which could lead to, taking a shot you might not take. I hope it works out. The rotation's been good for them, and so I hope it works out that his dream that Cal woke up and said, I need to play Isaiah, that pays off for him.
Well, Tom, I think that's a good point made by Yuki, kind of letting him know, hey, you're going to play in this game. We want to give you plenty of heads up. Well, Tom, we appreciate you joining us always. Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and hopefully we're talking about basketball still next Tuesday with you, buddy.
I hear you, brother. Talk to y'all. Have a good weekend.
Good stuff from Tom as always. Football, basketball, baseball, track and field, you name it. Tom's on top of it. We are brought to you this morning by J. Poly Toyota in Fort Smith. Sales tax paid on all new Tacomas and Tundra models in stock, plus 0% APR for 72 months and up to $7,000 in rebates on select models. J. Poly Toyota, no payments till May with 0 down with approved credit and all credit applications accepted. Plus certified Toyotas backed by a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. J. Poly Toyota, exit 11 at I-540 and 0 Fort Smith, jpolytoyota.com. jpolytoyota.com. Other thing, how about Tommy Lloyd coaching Darius Acuff?
Darius is a supreme talent, and he's a great young man. Obviously, for those that don't know, I was able to coach him in USA basketball 2 summers ago, and
that's kind of a cool connection in this game as well. There's a couple. You got Jaden Bradley, Nick Pringle are teammates. Toby Owaka used to play in Tennessee and played Arkansas. That's a cool connection too.
Yeah, none of that stuff matters though tonight, Ty. Tonight it's war. It's blood on the court. It's giving it everything you have, and hopefully the Razorbacks can come out on top. All those relationships, screw them. Once the ball is tipped, it's about winning.
It's go time. It's go time. Well, if you need a place to watch the game, Joe's Grill and Cantina, great place you can. Arkansas basketball half-price apps, cheap taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. They always have great happy hour deals and specials and daily specials as well. Come by and see Wade Morgan and the team across from Harps on 74th Street in Fort Smith. Get the new hot salsa. Apparently it's fantastic. Coming up, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C. Halftime is headed your way.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick